Yeah, there's other things you probably want to have in place first. So an answering service, and I use Armchair PA. Probably a lot of you.
What do you think of all that?
I don't use all that.
Oh, okay.
I use Armchair PA.
Oh, Armchair.
I use Armchair PA. I do know that with both All Day PA and with Armchair PA, you can give them a script. So if it's a tenant that rings up, they can ask some qualifying questions. So they'll just answer the phone. Hello, this is Richard Evans' office. Person says, oh yes, I've seen the advert on Gumtree and I'm interested in arranging a viewing. They'll ask the key questions like, okay, so when do you want to move in? What's your budget? Blah, blah, blah. Capture that little bit of information. And then they'll just put it on an email and ping it out to you. So, you've already got the thing pre-qualified. They will also set up for you different numbers. So, for my Luton properties, I have an 01582 number, but it goes through to them. I have 033 numbers as well. So, they'll take care of all of that, setting up your numbers and allocating geographical numbers for you. All Day PA, the same, and another big one out there, but I don't know very much about it, is Moneypenny. But I'm sure, again, it's very, very similar in the service that it offers. People Per Hour and Fiverr, they are great websites if you've got small projects to do, particularly I find with design stuff. So People Per Hour, I've got a lady there who I put all the work through her, but I put it through the People Per Hour website. With these, if you've got a project, you post the details of the project on the website, and then people will then come back and they will bid for your actual project, give you a price and what they can do. You check out their credentials and then decide if you want to engage with them. Now, often these people are located in India, or in the Far East, outside of the UK. Some are within the UK as well, but you will find that outside of the UK, Far East, people living in the Far East, their wages are a lot less per hour, so you get very, very good pricing to do a job. I can say, so when I first started doing this, I posted a job with a lady called. It was to do some design work, design some logos, build a website for me. She did all of that. It was great. She's designed, the template for the presentation I'm making today, and I just give her all my design work, and it works really well. No letting go, and again, there's other services out there when it comes to checking tenants in and out and doing itineraries. To do with fluid on time.
It was fluid, but we
can't speed up a bit then. So no letting go. For about £100, they will do the inventory. They'll check the tenant in and everything. It's money well spent, especially if your property is some distance away. They're a nationwide company that work through franchise agents. And then virtual assistant. So we're going to now talk about how to work with a virtual assistant, how to recruit them, and work with them on an ongoing basis. So your virtual assistant could be based in the UK, or again, they could be based outside of the UK. When I first decided to get a VA, I actually decided to get 2 VAs. I was going to have one lady who was based in the UK, and she was very much going to do the social media stuff, and also manage my outside of the UK VA. And that went horribly wrong. She was £15 an hour, and it was more like I was working for her than she was working for me. Could never get a hold of her. At the end of month 1, I got an invoice for £300 for social media, and I thought, what have you done exactly? Apart from ignore my telephone calls. So that relationship came to an unfortunate end, and I now just have the one that's working for me, and she's a lady that's based in the Philippines.
Does she do accounts?
Yes.
Zero reconciliation?
Yes, she does. This is what she does for me. Everybody's list would be different, but she does my CRM admin. She uses my she uses Arthur, Landlord Vision, Super Control. She does all of that. Accounts reconciliation. So as I said, I'm using Xero. She does all of those account reconciliations.
And did she know Zero before?
Nope.
Someone taught her?
I will come on to that in a second, provided it gives me enough time.
Shall
But she's left the room, so we're good to go. Yeah, and so financial reports. So with Xero, at the end of the month, you can generate a report for every property. So she does that. She sends me the report. Social media posts, you get your VA to do that. She goes out, she uses a bit of software, don't know what it is. It searches for interesting articles on property, what's happening. And she posts that on social media, on the LinkedIn business channel that I've got, on Facebook, various different business type Facebook stuff. This here today, I'll send her a WhatsApp with a photo saying, I'll stick this on social media, I'll just put the words in, and then she'll put it on Twitter, she'll put it on Facebook, she'll put it on LinkedIn and anything else that I might be using. Ordering of supplies, she'll book the viewings for me when we get inquiries, she'll book meetings and generally manage my diary. The tenant applications, so she'll manage that whole process. When I'm taking on a new property, she'll do transferring the utilities, notifying the council tax and everything else. Yeah. Every week.
She's a darling.
Every week she goes on to booking.com and Airbnb and checks the rates for similar properties to see what they're doing. So we make sure that every week we're going to have the right price for the market. Does the same on Rightmove, Zoopla, etc. She's looking for deals on those. Posting rooms on portals. She develops the welcome packs for me. I've actually now gone over to an electronic tag called Your Welcome, which for the serviced accommodation side. So when somebody walks into a property, they've got this iPad thing and it gives them all the local information, places to visit, Wi-Fi codes, all of that sort of stuff. And she's You're Welcome. So service tickets that so tenants through the tacky desk, she'll manage those service tickets. Registering deposits, I use My Deposits. She deals with that. She updates websites for me, does general correspondence on the emails, checks them and responds to stuff when she can. A lot of this can be avoided in how you recruit. And obviously I've got a lot of experience in recruiting people and interviewing people, and I guess for some people here you might not have that experience, so this is really key. So I'm just going to give some tips here on this. So as we said, so the first thing is you've got to develop your task list and know exactly what you want from your VA before you start working with them. You've got to then look at the CVs and see what these people have done in the past, and make sure that they don't have to know Xero, they don't have to know what about channel managers or anything like that, but just see if they've been doing a role similar to the sort of role that you've done, and use various different bits of software. If you spend 90% of your time making presentations, you want somebody that's putting together PowerPoint presentations. You've got to go through that task list and know exactly what you can delegate, because that task list is not actually about what you're going to delegate. It's what needs to be done in your business. And when I first did my task list, I actually did it on an Excel spreadsheet. I listed out every single thing that needs to be done. And then I had 4 columns actually. One was me, One was the VA that was going to be UK based that went horribly wrong. One was my new VA that I didn't have yet that was going to be based in the Philippines. And the fourth one actually was because, as you probably know, we've got a joint venture partnership, and so there was stuff that was going on in our business that needed to be delegated to him. So I had that. I had that all in a spreadsheet, and then of course when it came to the recruiting, I could just hide the tasks that were anybody outside of who I was sending it to. And so, you know, the UK VA, she got a task list that was just for her, and etc., etc. So understand exactly what tasks you're going to delegate and who you're going to delegate them to. Then I did Skype interviews. So once gave me a short list of I think I had four candidates that she thought would be suitable. I then did a Skype interview with each one of those. After that, I shortlisted down to 2. And I then did a second interview. Well, I didn't actually do the second interview. I got my UK VA to do the second interview because I wanted to get somebody else's opinion. And it doesn't have to be, you know, it could be your brother, your sister, your wife, whoever. But getting somebody else to do it and just sit in on the call and sit in the background. And you know, they may have a whole load of other different questions that they're going to ask. And then afterwards you can then have a chat, and then you might be able to narrow it down to one. But if you can't, and you do a third interview, just keep going until you're really sure that is the person for you. Or if neither of those people you think are really going to fit, then don't recruit. Start the process again. So you know, you only want to be doing this once, and you need to be sure that person is the right person. You could, if you want, I didn't do this, but you could give them a trial task to do. You know, something that's going to take 2 or 3 hours. Just see how they get on with it, and then you know, monitor from there. Get them to do the wealth dynamic test as well. Make sure that you know they fit with what you actually need. So I guess you know, with most VAs, we're probably looking for a mechanic, and so yeah, that's probably quite important to make sure that they're certainly on that side of the wealth dynamic spectrum. And you can get that free from Genius U. So now you've got your VA, you've decided who you want to be working for you. So now you've got to really start to think.
Can we just say, shall we have a break now?
If you want to,
I think maybe coffee or whatever would be a good time, because it's getting cold.
It's
It's so cold. Yeah, it's getting cold. Because this is a very important topic.
Yep, okay, so we'll have a break and we'll come
I
back
think
in
we
10
should have a
minutes.
break.
Richard,
This is absolutely
fantastic.
fantastic. It's just it's so important what you are.
I know, God, I was very radical. I was going to say, what you drink.
So, welcome back, part 2. Just mentioned to me in the break something that I hadn't talked about, which I should have talked about really, and that is password management. So, when you're working with different people and you're sharing your apps, it's important. Your security is important. So, you need to have separate passwords for every single application, and you need to be able to share those in a safe and secure way with whoever's working for you. I use something called, these things are called password vaults, I think is the generic term. I use one called Lastpass. There's others out there again.
Sorry, Richard,
Lastpass. So this will generate a password for you for every single website. It will then store the password in a vault. And then when you go to log on, so it's a bit like the way Google can store passwords, so you don't have to remember it, but it's a much better and safer and secure way of doing it. And I don't use Google. I would recommend that you do not use Google. When it says, would you like Google to save your password?
No.
Don't do it. Use Lastpass instead, or something similar. It stores it there, and then whenever you go onto that website, Lastpass will just populate the password for you. You can see, go by logging into your vault, you can see what the password is, but you can also share that password with somebody else. And when you share it, you can opt for them not to be able to see what the password is itself. And so that's a really good way of giving them access to whatever you want to give them access to, but still maintaining your security. And then if and when they start, they're no longer working for you, they leave the organisation, then you can just withdraw their permissions.